You ever feel like you're the different one, the odd one? Maybe even you feel like you're a little weird sometimes. You ever walk into a room and you feel like you don't quite fit in, like you can function there and you can perform, but somehow something just isn't clicking. Something feels off compared to everyone else when you compare yourself to everyone else. So you start asking yourself, "Oh, well, what's wrong with me?" Let me stop you right there. Let's break this down. Different doesn't mean broken. But if you don't understand your difference, it could feel like something's wrong with you. And then that's where the problems can start. Some people are let's look at a couple of terms here. Let's throw out three terms. Neurotypical, meaning some people process things in a way that lines up with most people. And then there's neurodivergent. Some people are neurodivergent. Their brain processes things differently. And then there's just personality, where sometimes you're just wired a little differently than everybody else. Not in a better way, not in a worse way, just different. You might be more intense than most people, for example. People might tell you that. You might think deeper about things more than other people. They might tell you that. You might need more space, or you might need more clarity about things than other people. You might move faster or struggle to start and get initiated on tasks. There could be a lot of things different about you that necessarily don't mean that you're broken. Those things don't necessarily mean you're broken. But thinking that is where the damage happens. Not in being different, but in fighting it. You want to flow with it. You want to figure out how you're different and you want to use it. You don't want to try to meet expectations that don't match how you operate. Because then you start calling that a failure. And then that's when it turns inward on you. Look at people, for example, sometimes with ADHD, they figure out, why can't I start? Why can't I do what everybody else is doing? With anxiety, people are thinking, why do I overreact, or why am I different? Personality issues, sometimes people feel like, why don't I fit the mold? These are different scenarios, but still the same kind of outcome. You're just not fitting the norm, and that's okay. Once you understand how you operate, everything changes. Then you stop asking, hey, well, what's wrong with me? And you start asking, what works for me? How can I put this to work? That's the big internal shift. You stop taking everything personally. You stop assuming that you're failing, and you realize this isn't about being broken, it's just about being aligned differently. Okay, so there's a little shift we got to do. You choose better environments, you set better expectations based on who you really are, and you stop trying to win in systems that don't match how you function. Now, remember, this is not an excuse to avoid growing. Sometimes you got to stay where you are and grow and figure things out. You still have to work on patterns that hold you back, but there's a difference between improving yourself and trying to erase yourself. That's not what you want to do. So start noticing patterns. Where do you actually function well? Where do you consistently struggle? What drains you versus what clicks for you? That is data that you can use. That's not failure. So let's move past that. It's not easy, but let's move past that. You're not trying to become like everyone else. You're trying to understand how you operate effectively and efficiently as yourself. And when you do that, you stop feeling out of place and you start moving with intention.